So I did a video recently about a conversation I had with a builder who had invested in a CRM but wasn't using it to its maximum ability, and they weren't recording their calls. And I shared a story with them, and from my personal experience, personally, I use Zoom for a lot of meetings right now, and Fireflies. Fireflies, it records all of our meetings. It gives us a transcript. The video is actually recorded as well. Plus, it gives us even little sound bites and action items. So at the end of every call, we're like, okay, what are our action items? Okay, Jimmy John, you're doing this. Lionel, you're doing this. That sort of thing. So again, it makes it super efficient and effective. But sometimes when I talk to people about recording meetings, some are like, okay, yes, we got to do that. They're game right away. Some people, though, I find can be a little hesitant. And I spoke to someone one time and they said, Lionel, I love the idea of recording it. I see all of the value, but I've tried recording meetings in the past. And the problem I had is because I know it's being recorded, I get in my head and then I start to question what I'm saying, and it doesn't come across as natural. And I feel that it hurts my sales calls. So first of all, I appreciated that feedback. And I completely see how they feel the way that they do. It does make a lot of sense. So what I had shared in that, and I can't change someone's mind, overnight, of course, but I shared, hey, that makes a lot of sense. I get what you're saying. However, in my experience, and not that it's about me or just my experiences, but what I wanted to share that the thing I really love about having these meetings recorded and calls recorded is I can be 100% present. I know it seems minor, just making little notes, and sometimes you want to pause, to be able to breathe and think. But the really nice thing with these recordings is, again, you can be 100% present, and you can just listen to your prospect, hear more about what their needs are, what their goals are, what they're looking for. And just being present just helps you build that relationship with that prospect so much more. One other nice benefit, and I was joking with a builder about this just recently, is everything is recorded. So on one hand, I think that probably changes people's behavior. If you ever deal with someone that's difficult, we are being recorded. So, there's that. But the other nice thing is that when you are talking big numbers with people, to have a recording, we always have the ability to go back, right? So if a prospect says, or client says, oh, I didn't tell you that, or I told you that, we actually have the ability to go back and verify that. And I'm not suggesting that we want to record things because we're trying to catch people. That's not the point at all. My point is that if we do ever need to go back, or we aren't sure what was discussed, rather than calling a prospect back and potentially irritating them, being able to know that information because you have that information recorded is really valuable. And I'll wrap up with this. We have a new client coming on in late December, early January, and we had several phone calls and text exchanges, and I had the first meeting with this person and their two business partners. And it was about an hour and a half conversation we had with these folks. And at the end of the meeting, my main contact, the person I knew the best, the one that I'd been texting with, one of his comments really makes a point of this video. And he said, wow, you really listened. When I was able to list off all of the things about what the opportunity was, what they were going after, what their concerns were, they were like, wow, you've taken time to get to know us. You actually listened. You didn't just, keep talking about how great you are and why we should work with you. That was something, again, that really stuck with me, and I hope it's something that can stick with you as well. So if you're a little hesitant to record your sales calls, give it a try. Okay. And please comment, below here if you are already recording your sales calls and what your experience has been. And if you haven't, hey, share why you haven't. And then please, as I mentioned, give it a shot. Thanks again for watching, and happy selling, everyone.